Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. All right. Like if you had to go Mac Jones, if Justin Fields is just as at play as Mac Jones would be, and you get an athlete that we haven't seen since Cap at quarterback, all right. Justin Fields has definitely learned how to hone in his ball skills a little bit more. He's not the most athletic quarterback, but he could definitely give us a 50-50 ball. All right. He could get the ball downfield. He's a gamer. Justin Fields will not quit on us. One thing that I like about him as well is that he also opens up the run game. So now when we have Isaac Guerendo or Jordan Mason in the backfield or Christian McCaffrey, we get a real RPO with a real running quarterback that knows how to protect himself in the open field instead of trying to fit a square peg in a round hole with Trey Lance with QB power and Brock Purdy, who we already know it's a crapshoot once he gets outside of the pocket. So having Justin Fields, in my opinion, you get a bigger arm, all right? You get a more athletic guy. One thing about Justin Fields is I feel like he's gotten the years that he's been in the league, he's gotten all of like that leadership stuff out of the way. He's a likable guy. I think that he's mature enough to fit in with our locker room and guys would follow him. Justin Fields, man. I wouldn't be mad at that pick, bro.
I like it too. I mean, like you kind of dismiss it because it's like, oh, well, Kyle wouldn't want him or he wouldn't fit Kyle's scheme. Like, who cares? Your job as a coach is to get the best players. And I feel like that's the kind of player that like Andy Reid wouldn't shy away from. Like, who's to say he won't end up as Mahomes backup next year or something like that? I mean, he worked with Michael Vick and Donovan McNabb. Like, Fields is interesting because he didn't win in Chicago. Okay, no one wins in Chicago.
Nobody does. Right.
No one wins in Chicago. Goes to Pittsburgh. Finally, in his first year with a competent organization, he's 4-2. Quarterback rating 93. Like, not the greatest quarterback in the league, but taking strides. He's 25 years old. And then you look at the Packers. Matt LaFleur comes from the same coaching tree, Mike Shanahan. They got Jordan Love, who's a classic pocket quarterback with a little mobility, and his backup is Malik Willis, who is a dual threat. And when he comes in and plays, when Jordan Love is hurt, they have a totally different offense. It's completely run-centric. It's the same philosophy of run first, but they run a whole lot more. They run differently, and it works. So why couldn't – I mean, Kyle Shanahan never had the inclination to build that for Trey Lance, but maybe that's because Trey Lance wasn't the runner that Justin Fields.
No, yeah, Trey Lance is not as athletic as Justin Fields.
How many quarterbacks are as dynamic running the ball as Justin Fields? Like
very few. Very few. And I'll tell you this too. What you said makes so much sense. With Justin Fields, he's not just a backup quarterback. He's a part of the offense. Because now you could put wrinkles into the offense. You could do things with Justin Fields on the field with Brock Purdy. You could bring in Justin Fields for certain packages with guys. I mean, it could really be a whole nother dynamic of the offense. It's a possibility.
You think Kyle has it in him?
No. Not.
Who do you think you'd be more interested in on the open market? I mean, they both will be there. Mac Jones, Justin Fields.
Oh, just between the two?
Yeah.
Mac Jones. But
I agree.
You know, we're gonna get somebody like Taylor Heineke or like, you know, Drew Lock. It's like somebody's gonna, you know, we'll find somebody that's really kind of Kyle sees the worth in them, but they're not an open threat to Brock. Justin Fields is way too much of a name. It's way too much of name recognition, and there's too much. That's a live dog. If Justin Fields comes in here, people are going to expect a real competition. I don't think he would come in here.
That's what they did this year. They brought in Josh Dobbs, who's a 30-year-old career backup. They kept Brendan Allen, who's a 30-year-old career backup.
Non-threatening.
We believe in Brock. And he had his worst season yet. So they could do that again. Or they could say, you know what, Brock, you did better with some competition, man. We're going to bring in someone who actually has potential to be a starting quarterback too. Because Trey Lance was there. He had potential. Sam Darnold had potential. Like, you had to rise up and show that you had that franchise quarterback potential too. Now, we want someone like Justin Fields or Mac Jones, someone who's in their 20s, someone like Daniel Jones, someone who just might have some upside that you may not have. We don't know.
But it's also the implication, though, Grant. Like, they're not going to bring anybody that's truly going to, like, whoever comes in, they're going to have an uphill battle, too. If they bring in somebody that can see Brock eye to eye or is, like, as good as a starter as Brock is, then that doesn't look like you really want your franchise quarterback to have a fair go of it. It looks like you're trying to get him out of there, You know, they're gonna bring somebody in who's already gonna be a notch lower than what Brock does. They have to.
Sure. But if they bring in, 30-something-year-old Marcus Mariota or
That's what I'm
Taylor,
saying.
like a career backup that has no prospects to become a starter for even as a bridge, you did that this year. You did that this year. I'd like to see a little bit bigger commitment to the quarterback position. It'd be one thing if Brock was coming off another Pro Bowl season, but he's not.